It's Brittany and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're not already subscribed to my YouTube channel, it's never too late to do so. Also, if you would like to be in the know of every time I upload a new YouTube video, just go ahead and click that notification bell. So you guys, I feel like the summer is basically over and I'm not sure how I feel about that. But one thing I am sure of is that I need to start preparing my classroom materials for this upcoming school year, because there's just so much uncertainty and I just want to be prepared for whatever this year has to bring. So I started preparing some classroom materials and I started purchasing some things for my classroom, and I wanted to show you all those things. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this video. So the first thing that I'm going to show you all are the classroom materials and resources that I started preparing for my classroom. You all will be so proud of me to know that I finally started making my own materials, and I started selling them in my TPT store, and I'm going to link that down below in the description box for you all. But let me show you those resources that I created. So the first resource that I created is actually called Write the Room, and it's basically where the students read and write simple sentences, and they look like this. These are just the strips. These strips are numbered 1 through 8, so you have 8 strips, and you place them all around your classroom, whether it's on the wall, the shelf, the door. You just tape them all around your classroom. So your students then get a Write the Room recording sheet that looks like this, and they go to each strip based on the way that it's numbered. So for example, if your students go to strip number 5, they would go to number 5 on their paper, on the recording sheet. They would read the simple sentence and then they will write the simple sentence. And so I really think this is crucial for this upcoming school year, especially for me personally, because I'm just going to be honest with you. I really feel like there's going to be some type of, educational gap. Because we haven't been in school since March, and even though we've been doing online learning, virtual learning, remote learning, all that good stuff, right? But I feel like there's nothing like that in-person learning. So there's really not that much that you can do online. You can't physically sit there with your students. You can't give them manipulatives. You can't really assist them how you're used to assisting them. So for that reason, I feel like there's going to be a slight educational gap, and I feel like this center that I created is a great remediation center for them just to practice those sight words in those sentences, reading simple sentences, practice and learning how to form correct sentence, right? They need to know to capitalize the first letter of a sentence, finger spaces, punctuation, and this really helps with reading fluency as well. So the next resource that I created is another center activity, and it's dealing with number sense, counting from 0 to 120, counting backwards, forward, skip counting, just all the things that deal with counting from 0 to 120, which is a first grade standard in Georgia. Last school year, I realized that I really didn't have enough number sense center activities for my students, and so I found myself scrambling at the last minute, and I did not want that to be the case this year. So I created Fill in the Missing Numbers. It's a write and wipe activity, and on TPT it's titled Missing Donuts, and once again, TPT store is linked down below in the description box. So this is what the center activity looks like. They are lettered A through Z, so that means you have 26 strips. Looks like money, like I'm about to throw money at y'all. Okay, so basically your student takes a strip and they just fill in the missing numbers using an expo marker. When they finish all of these strips, or maybe one at a time if they want to, depending on how you want to tell them to do it. Then they will erase that. Or if you want them to record their answers, I also provide a recording sheet. And if you would like to check their answers, I also provide an answer key, so that'll be easier just to check through. So that's it for my center creations. But something else that I did create that's not a center are basically some hall passes. So these are the hall passes that I created. Honestly, it's nothing fancy, just something simple to get me through the school year. I have some lanyards, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to hole punch these squares, and I'm just going to put the lanyard through, and voila, there you have it. So these were just, once again, simple, really fast. It was really easy to create these, by the way. And office. So the next thing that I've been preparing for my classroom, I honestly just found these online, print them off, cut them out, laminate them, cut them out. But these are just simple first grade sight words for my word wall, okay? If you saw in my previous video, and I will link that down below in the description box for you all, or it may be linked up here, but if you all looked at my previous video where I did like a little slight classroom tour, my word wall was dusty and rusty. Like, it looked like a tornado hit it. No words were up there. Well, I'm over exaggerating. It's probably like maybe 10 words. But what type of word wall only has like 10 words? It was just, it was not educational. It was not cute. It was not cute at all. But I knew for a fact that I need to work on that area this upcoming school year. So your girl found some sight words. Your girl found some words for her word wall. So just know this school year that word wall is going to be on point. So I always had like this dusty, rusty mirror in my closet just sitting there from college, and I was about to throw it away, but then I thought, okay, maybe I can use this mirror for something. And then I always wanted to add a little bit more self-confidence in my class, add a little bit more motivation in my class. So that's when I went online and I found that this person had this resource for like a motivational or motivation bulletin board, but I wanted to turn that into a motivation mirror. Here are the letters. It says I am. And so I'm going to glue the words I am at the top of the mirror. And then the actual words that were supposed to be on the bulletin board, like caring, silly, kind, say, the list goes on. There's so many kind words, motivational words. And I'm just gonna hot glue these words around the mirror and put the mirror probably like on a closet door. And this is like a full size mirror, you guys. It's not just like a little square mirror. No, it's a full size mirror. So I feel like my students will be able to come up to this mirror, see themselves, read the words, and actually embrace those words. So that's that. So that is it for all the resources that I've been prepping for my classroom. So let me get into the things that I purchased for my classroom. Now, I must admit that last school year I went a little bit crazy and I was purchasing things that I had no business purchasing. I was just purchasing them just because I had a classroom. And that's okay, because you know, when you're a first year teacher, you're really excited, like you're anxious. It's just so many emotions going on. But this school year I was like, okay, Brittany, you can't go splurging. You just can't go buying these unnecessary items that you just do not need. So when I went to my classroom that one time, I kind of looked around and thought about some things that I actually needed for my classroom. And one thing that I knew for sure that I actually needed for my classroom were some stools, okay? Some stools for my kidney small group table. So if you all saw in my classroom tour, like I have a kidney table at the back of my classroom, but I did not use that kidney table last school year just because it was like my junk table. But I'm trying to do better this year. You know better, you do better. And one of the things that I feel like would motivate me to actually use that table would be to change out like the chairs, because the chairs that the school gave me are like big and bulky, and it just takes up too much space around my kidney table area. So I purchased these stools online from Amazon. Let me show you them. So these are the stools that I purchased online. There's actually 5 of them, but I'm not about to hold all 5 in the camera. But what I plan on doing with those stools is I plan on spray painting them like different neon bright colors. So I'm really excited about that. That'll be my one DIY activity for the summer. So I would definitely try to vlog that experience to show you all how I do. I might be embarrassed because your girl never spray painted a thing in her life. Never. I never spray painted a thing. So we will see how it turns out. But honestly, I'm really excited about that purchase because I'm certain that it will just like free up some space for me. Another thing that I knew I need to focus on is organization. I thought I was organized till I started like looking at other people. And then I was like, oh, no, you're not organized. Like all these papers that you got, they have to go somewhere, sis. They have to go somewhere. Like, Brittany, what you doing? These papers gotta go somewhere. So I know that I need to get some type of filing system like in place. So I purchased these filing bins. Let me get them for you guys. So here are the filing bins that I purchased from Amazon. It came with 4. I know what I'm gonna do with 3 of the filing bins, but I'm not certain what I'm gonna do with the extra one. So let me just kind of like talk you through my thought process. So one thing that I knew like that I need to work on within organization is organizing my centers, because I always used to store my centers with my paper copies, and that was not working for me. So some of these bins are going to be strictly for my center activities. So I'm going to put ELA and social studies together in one bin because I always incorporate those 2 subjects together within centers. And then I'm going to put math and science subjects together in one bin because I incorporate those 2 subjects within centers as well. Now for the 3rd bin, I feel like I'm going to use it to store my decor pieces, like my bulletin board pieces, like my mini posters that I have around my classroom, because I do put my little letters in plastic bags to try to keep them safe and all that good stuff. But I kind of just put the plastic bag down wherever I may be, and that was not working for me when it comes to organization. Now I'm not sure what I'm going to do with the 4th bin, but if you have any suggestions on what I should use the 4th bin for, just leave those suggestions down below in the description box for me. So moving on, something else that I purchased is like a file organizer as well. I'm not sure what I'm going to use these for. Well, I think I know what I'm going to use one for, but let me just be honest. The reason why I purchased these file organizers is basically because they're cute. Yeah, that's it. They're cute. So look at these cute file organizers, you guys. Aren't they super cute? And here's the other one. They were $5 a piece, and I got them from the Target dollar section. And this one has a little zip tie on it, so I can't open it for you guys. But this one does not. So I can kind of show you how it looks in the inside. But I know what I'm going to use one for, but I'm not sure what I'm going to use the other for. So for those of you who do not know, I do teach VIP Kid. So, I absolutely love it. I mean, it's like a hit or miss with classes, but it's like, a little extra money in your bank account at the end of the month. But I have so many like pieces from teaching lessons. Like I have a lot of, laminated stuff. I have a lot of rewards that I make and stuff. And I don't have anywhere to store those pieces. So I feel like one of these file organizers would be a great way to store those pieces. It's not big, it's not bulky, it has a handle, so if need be, I need to like if I'm out of town and I need to teach an online class, I could just kind of bring this with me, pick it up and just bring it with me. So another thing that I purchased is from the Target dollar spot. First, let me show it to you all. So I purchased 2 of the same phonics practice. So last school year, right, I had a lot of students that weren't where they were supposed to be, like academically. So I will pull them to my desk, like whenever I had time. If I was free, you come into my desk, you're gonna get this one-on-one time for me. I feel like these books would be a great tool to use for those students that I bring to my desk. It's a write and wipe. It has a lot of phonics in them. And they're just like, I really feel like they'll be useful, especially, I'm going to say it again, since I really think there's going to be an educational gap between our students, because we've been out for so long and virtual learning is not the same as in-person learning. So I really think that these will kind of just help, you know, get my students back on track, you know, give them a little bit of remediation. So, yeah. So the last couple of things that I purchased for my classroom are dealing with decor. So let me just run down decor. I'm not gonna, you know, give my rant today about my bulletin board pieces that they probably threw away or probably took. We gonna pray on it. But on the outside of my classroom, I usually do burlap for border around my bulletin board. Inside my classroom, I had burlap as well. But that's not going to work for me inside my classroom this school year. The burlap was just too much to handle, like inside my classroom. Like if I wanted to take it down to have like more writing space on my whiteboard, it would just be too much. So I just basically got the regular border from Hobby Lobby. So this is the border that I purchased. I purchased yellow, 2 of the yellows, 2 of the whites. And I'll probably go back there tomorrow to see if they have like pink or blue or any other bright color. And one way that I'm going to make this regular border pop is I'm going to layer them. So I'll probably do like yellow, yellow, or if I find a blue, blue, white, blue, just to kind of give that pizzazz, you know, so it won't be so plain Jane. The next thing that I purchased is some burlap for, oh my gosh, this burlap is flying everywhere. Some burlap for my bulletin board outside my classroom. And this is just going to be the border around my bulletin board. So the last thing I'm going to show you all is this bulletin board paper that I always get from Hobby Lobby. I always get my bulletin board paper from Hobby Lobby. I'm not a big fan of like the paper that the school provides for you because it gets faded, it rips easily, you can't really use it over again. If you use it over again, it looks dingy, dusty, a hot mess, you name it. You know, to each his own. I like to use the Hobby Lobby bulletin board brand. So that is pretty much it for this video, you guys. I really hope you all enjoyed it. I know I enjoyed sharing some of the resources that I created and some of the things that I purchased for my classroom with you all. Anywho, before you all go, do not forget to do 3 things. You guys, I'm almost to 1,000 subscribers. So these 3 things are very crucial, okay? Because I will be doing a 1,000 subscriber giveaway. So with that being said, do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel.